Hi, my name is Mei Chang, and
Hi, I'm Knicole.
I'm so excited. What an amazing event this 3 day. I just didn't want it to end, but it's kind of like the new beginning if you think about it. I'm thinking about I'm so inspired. I'm so inspired by these are the top leaders in the industry. We're talking about the future. It's like the internet. We already know the internet is the internet revolution. We're taking it to the next level with cryptocurrency, with decentralized system, with data, with the new data. The data is new oil. And the opportunity with the decentralized system is abundance, opportunities, how people can connect peer-to-peer around the world. I'm just so excited what this means to us, like what this means to us in the individual level. And, when I remember, watching the movie Social Dilemma, I was like shocked. Remember that, Knicole?
Jeez, oh my gosh. Are we going to get into the problems of the dilemma? When I saw Social Dilemma, I just happened to be going through kind of my own issues with, privacy and hacking and what do you call it when they're tracking you with their COVID apps and all of that. Our privacy is gone, you guys. And when you watch the Social Dilemma or the Great Hack, you really start to understand how they're manipulating and controlling us through social media, through big tech. And there's so many things that have happened in the meantime, like, the censorship. And personally, I don't know if I should be sharing this, but I've been deleted off not one, but two major social media platforms with over 20,000 followers just for speaking my mind. It's doing nothing bad, breaking no rules. It's the simple fact that it goes against the agenda. And this is really dangerous. This is like Twitter deleting voices. This is like Apple and Amazon removing Parler from their platform, because technically we're speaking things that they don't want you to know. And that's very dangerous because you're only seeing one side of things. It's manipulation, it's control. Imagine your kids, and we're old enough, we're in this age, right, where we can kind of recognize differences. But imagine a child or someone up and coming, learning about the world, and they only see one side of stuff. You're not going to see any other opinions, views, negatives against it. That's it. They're able to show you what they want to show you. And if they're seeing it on the news and in the media and in the paper, then it's true, right? But we know better. We know we are the last generation. This is why I am so passionate about this mission, because we are literally the last generation to understand this type of freedom. The freedom of speech, the freedom of choosing, the freedom of deciding. Like, I just get so passionate when I talk about it. That's why I'm so passionate about this discussion, about this whole event in general, because I feel like by changing the world, you have to understand the process that we're going through. And if I'm on social media and, let's just say vaccinations, because that's a big topic today, and I'm only seeing how amazing vaccinations are, right? I'm never seeing any side effects or any problems, or no one ever gets hurt from vaccinations, okay? This is not about if you're pro or against vaccinations. This is about you don't have the knowledge to have a decision or a mind or a choice or think for yourself. You don't have enough evidence. You can only read, and this is just the beginning of this, right? Because down the road, you won't even be able to Google search it. You'll have to use, and we'll be talking about this, but you're going to have to be using operating systems like DuckDuckGo, because right now Google censors everything. You want to Google something and they don't want you to read it, they're going to take it away so you can't even search it. It's not even going to pop up in your browser. So we have to use outside resources. And now some of those outside resources are getting taken away. So you have to decentralize. What does that mean, May? Should we talk about that?
You know what? I do want to, I'm like when I first heard about decentralized, I have no idea what that means, right? But I do want to just, before I get into, explain what decentralized and centralized mean, is I want to talk about Google. I want to talk about Google because I think that a quick way to explain is that technology itself, it's not the evil. Technology has done a lot of good. Technology, internet has enabled us to do so much good, right? So it's like, imagine it's a two-edged sword. You're going into a battle, right? You're beaten to death. I give you a sword, right? You can actually save someone's life. You can defend yourself, right? But if you don't know how to use it, and the way how Google is being used, like if you're just being a digital slave and being manipulated, that is used against you. So the smart way is to learn and understand technology and see how a decentralized system can actually enable you to take advantage of it. Actually, there's so much when you understand technology, you can actually use it to track your data for better use for your own good. And I'm going to get into a little bit about this technology later on. But the thing is, before you start, you got to understand what is a decentralized system or what is a centralized system, right? And so an easy way to think is, imagine $100 bill. I give you $100, right? If you put a $100 in a data center in Facebook or something like that, right? We know exactly where it is in one place. A hacker can just go and hack that one place and steal that money. And that's why lots of people's cryptocurrency got stolen, because it's centralized in one place. It's easy, it's so vulnerable to hacking. But if it's decentralized, break that $100 into $1 into 100 or 1,000 places into quarters and store it around the world. So imagine what a hacker have to do. So because it's everywhere, it's separated. Yeah, exactly. It's like a puzzle. So first of all, a hacker is not going to be interested to do that. So you already have an advantage of just being safer. And plus, imagine all those data is encrypted with the latest technology in cryptography, which I'll explain a little bit later on the technology side. So it's just so amazing. So if you understand the two system and being able to own your data and protect it with a decentralized system, the opportunity is just abundant, right? And so Knicole and I discovered this amazing company, right? And before we talk about it, we want to know that we want you to understand what is ahead of us. What is the vision? What is possible with a decentralized system? Can you share a little bit about that, Knicole?
Oh my gosh. Well, my vision, it's funny because a lot of my friends would call me crazy 5 years ago when I started sharing cryptocurrency, and now they're like, wow, you were right, Knicole. How did you foresee the future? And it's not that I foresee the future, but I'm a visionary. May you're a visionary. A lot of people on this event today are obviously visionaries because we believe in life-changing technologies. And that's where we are in life, you guys. We are moving. We are transitioning, and we are adapting, and we are finding solutions. That's what I like to say. I like to say finding solutions. So this company, the vision of this company, I have to share it with you, like first ever hearing about cryptocurrency. And I like to go back to like my old fashioned way of explaining, money or systems, right? So like in the beginning of money, you were a barterer, right? You traded animals, your cows for your chickens or what have you, your gold for your silver, then you had your dollars and your coins. And then what came? The checkbook. Does anybody still have a checkbook? And then you're like, Grandma, you got to put that checkbook away. I'm going to give you this plastic card. Grandma's like, what? I'm going to go swipe a plastic card and that's going to pay for all my stuff? We're like, yeah, Grandma, the Visa, it's the new thing. And then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, Mom, have you downloaded the Apple Pay? We're evolving. And it's getting ahead of the technology. It's knowing where the world is going, and it's getting there first. And we're evolving. What we have is not working, you guys. We're printing money. We're in debt. The dollar is devaluing. The system is corrupt, if you will. I don't know how else to say it. And we have to find a solution. So we have a company right now that is has found a decentralized solution. And I truly believe the crypto industry, the blockchain, a lot of what we've been talking about today in this event is part of that solution. And I truly believe over the next generation of years from now, think about it like the internet. I'm 40 years old. Okay. The internet showed up in my living room, I think my senior year of high school in 1997. We got our first computer. My computer was loaded up in my living room. And the first thing I ever saw play on the internet was Martin Luther King's speech. Okay. That was I'll never forget that day because I was like, oh, because you only read it in textbooks. Like we were changing the world. It's like when TV, like I was born with TV in color, but there's people still alive today that never had TV in color, or maybe they didn't have light. Maybe that's a little old, but you know what I mean? Like the world is changing, and the vision of this company is revolutionary, you guys. Like it is a trendsetter. It's the first to ever do it. It's having the vision of what they are doing. They are basically taking the problems of the world. And this isn't just a fly by the night company, you guys. This company has been working on this software and known about these problems for, I think, 11, 12 years now. It's not just something they blew up by the end of, overnight or something like that. They've been working on it for a while because they know the issues, they know the problems, and they're working on solutions. So when I talk about the vision, I personally got into crypto. I call it Bitcoin because I think Bitcoin's a more common word. I mean, obviously there's a lot of coins in the market, a lot of different projects and reasons for the coins, because eventually I believe everything will have a coin, every company, every bank, every system. I believe everything will run on the blockchain. Why? Because it's transparent, right? So I believe with this company and the vision of this company, and they are early adapters, it's like finding Bitcoin. Why do I say that? Because even 5 years, even though Bitcoin is 10 years old, they just had their 10th anniversary. A lot of people don't know this because a lot of people are hearing the word Bitcoin for the first time this year, right? I heard the word Bitcoin 5 years ago. It was around $220, I think, when I started seeing the vision of Bitcoin. Why did I trust in Bitcoin? Because I was tired of the control. And I was learning that when my money was in Bitcoin, I was growing money daily, passively, without myself, because it's true supply and demand. So I'd have my money here, and then I'd put my money in a bank account, and they were charging me to keep their money in a bank account. So I started realizing there was just little things in the world I was realizing that were based on control, okay? And I think when people are trained, they're grown up, they're shown a certain way, whether that's, you go to school, then you go to college, then you go get a job for 40 hours a week, then you get married, then you have kids, then you retire and you die, okay? That's kind of like a soldier, like we're puppets in life. And when you start opening your mind and your vision and you think about control and people with money and how did they get here and what did they do, they change the way we do things, okay? And I feel like this system, this company, what we have in our hands, they are changing the game for everything. And I think right now, more than ever, people are they're looking for privacy, okay? They don't want their data sold. They don't want, there's lawsuits all over from all type of social media companies of just, people just worried about where their information is and what's happening. So it's like, what are you supposed to do? And May, pop in here. Tell me what you think about this. I know I'm running off on a tangent right now.
Oh, you're doing amazing. I'm serious. Like that is like, I think the vision is so important because the vision is what drives the action. Because I can tell you everything, like a lot of things. But if you don't see it, you would not take action. Just like me, like you took action when Bitcoin was 220. I had the opportunity to buy it at, I think, 1,500 and I didn't. So we can talk forever about that. But I do want to share with you is now, this is so exciting because this company it's for the people. Everybody can participate. I'm so excited. I want to explain a little about this company called Clear United, right? So the background of this company, as Knicole just shared, they have solid technology, right? They already spent 10 years to perfect decentralized storage. And then they spent 5 years to perfect a security system based on decentralization, cryptography, and they've been really like doing very well in the technology side. And they already have in terms of this ClearPhone, it's been around for about, I think, 2 or 3 years. So the technology is already there, solid, and they are about to roll out to the people. So we are at the last, we're just getting ready to launch. So right now we're still in a pre-launch. That's why it's so exciting. The launch is going to be June 1st, and it's available to everybody around the world. Right. And so there's going to be in 3 phases, right? And it's going to be, the first phase is going to be about the phone, right? Basically, it's the gateway. You think about it as our data. You can talk a lot about privacy, security, all that stuff, right? If you don't own your data, it's nothing, right? The reason why we're being sold as a digital slave, right, for advertising revenue is because we don't own our data. So step 1 is you got to have the phone. And then when you get the phone, you actually have the encryption key, the master key of the phone, you actually own it, right? And then you can store your data inside the phone, and you actually physically own your data. And that's exciting. And when you own your data, you can start talking about security, right? You can keep it, you can have the encryption and have the privacy and have the security of their data, right? And then the technology can work for you at a hardware level and a software level, right? Now, just to backtrack a little bit, you all need to understand what data means, right? I'm just giving you one fun example, so much fun. Y'all know what happened with Robinhood, right? Manipulating the market and with the GameStop story. So Elon Musk went on to Clubhouse and did an interview with the CEO of Robinhood, I think Vlad. And listen to this. Information is data. You don't even have to use your own data. Use someone else's data. You can make money. So I went on YouTube, right? So there's like all these YouTubers. They just basically playing the sound recording from Clubhouse, the conversation between Elon Musk and Vlad, and just kind of give a little interpretation and opinion about it. Over 1 million views in the last few weeks. And that's just basically sharing someone's data, right? And then monetizing it. You all know how YouTube with all these ads popping out. They get paid. That's monetization. So if you understand is the future is if you get to own your data, or you can actually borrow someone's data and have a system that's working for you, not against you. I mean, the abundance is just so much of possibility. It's so exciting, right? And so
talk about sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna pop in there. I always think about like Facebook, because I've always had this opinion of monetization. And I think of it like I truly believe a company like Facebook could solve world hunger. The money and your data, okay, that's used for business, profiting, power, they know where you are. They know if you have kids. They know where you've been. They know what you buy. They know what you shop for. They know what you're Googling. They know what time you wake up in the morning. Like it's bad, right? And so imagine a company that has all this control, but if they could share the profits with the people, okay, right now they monopolize it. They use you and we need them, but they use us. And we're figuring it out and we're finding a solution to what's happening. So I always explain it to people, like imagine if when you found Facebook, and I got to stop using Facebook because Facebook is disappearing. People are not happy. The younger generation, they already feel like it's an old people's, platform, right? They got Snapchat and Instagram and all of this new technology and new things happening. But imagine if you got in at the beginning of Facebook, but every time you invited a friend or shared a story or posted a video or did a live, May, you had a live, you had 1,000, 2,000 views. What if you got a penny, just a penny for every view? You know how much they're making off your views and using your data and the collection of your friends? And I'm like, just imagine, even if you got 0.001 of a penny for everything you did on Facebook in your network, it could solve world hunger. That's how much money. It's $1 trillion industry, and we don't own it. The people don't own it. And this company right here, you own your data. Everything you do, you are rewarded and you are paid for. And it's private and you have control. Okay.
And I'm so excited whenever I talk about this. Let me talk about this, okay? Because we all understand why you need to own it, because you have to own it before you can use it on, to take ownership, to monetize it, right? Now, after you own your data, you need to talk about the privacy, right? So the software layer, and also the master key that you own, and also the cryptography.
I'll learn the language.
Cryptographic keys, basically, is cryptography used in generating the derived keys. And so I did some research. It was like it can have an almost unlimited possibility, up to 200, like 10 to the power of 100. Okay, so it's a combination of your private key plus a derived key. And then you don't have to memorize any password, because it's going to be derived and generated as you go, and it's going to be totally secure. So then your data is going to be provided by these cryptography, right? And so then you can, and it's about, at the end, about choice. You just talk about the Facebook. It's a great example, right? Like, you have a choice of not going to Facebook, not sharing any picture. That's totally fine. But what if I say, I feel comfortable sharing some picture. I love photography, taking a beautiful picture, and then generate 1 million whatever. But I get paid for it, because the content, which is data again, I get to share and I get to monetize. So it's about choice. At the end, it's about learning more, and then about taking ownership and taking responsible and being accountable for your own choice, right? And now, just give you a glimpse of what are we talking about here. I did a little research, right? The projection for the internet ad spending for 2021, listen to this, is 177, not million, billion dollars. And out of $177 billion, $137 billion of ad revenues are being spent on search advertising, right? Like 23% go into classify. So that means people, when they go searches on Facebook, searches on Google, and all these ads coming up. And so imagine that right now, all this is captured by the centralized system. The Google of the world, the Amazon, the Facebook, they're capturing all these ads revenue, right? And you can see a little glimpse of the monetization in YouTube. They actually give a little bit of the YouTuber, right? But the future is about it's equity. It's about equity, being fair, right? That's number one, is being fair, right? Instead of getting 5% to 10%, and then 90% go to the big tech, in a decentralized system, we can share more equitable, like maybe 50-50 or something like that, because we are using the technology. We are partnering. Maybe I can choose to continue to partner with Facebook, and they can share part of it. Or if the deal is not as good, another good example right now is if I put my podcast, right? Right now, there's no choice because it's owned by a centralized company. If I put a podcast out there, if I want to monetize it, I have to pay 20 to 50% of the ad revenue I get just by using the platform. What if I can say that there's a better choice to say, in this decentralized system, you can actually get 80% versus 50%, right? So then you have more choices, and you can negotiate better terms. You're in better control, right? So the abundance is like amazing, right? And so then it starts with the phone layer, right? And then second stage is going to be storage, because your data need to be stored, right? So then the second stage is going to roll out about decentralized storage, right? And it's the exciting part about decentralized storage, I already explained about this. And then this part is about it not only will secure our data, it also give us the opportunity to participate in it. So an example would be like you own a house with 4 bedrooms, right? The storage, right? You only live in one room. So you can actually rent out and monetize on the storage that you're not using, right? The free rooms not using. So then there's a lot of wasted storage in the world right now. And so being able to share the storage and then to secure data at the same time, making money out of it. So that's the second part. You need to have the decentralized storage that's going to be on the back end in securing your data on the phone, right? And the third phase, which is the most exciting part, we're talking about like, having a community, having our own Facebook, and where we truly have freedom of speech, and we can actually generate content, and we can actually monetize it. Another layer is, imagine that. You and I probably have some experience about it. Some people are actually generating fake content, because I can easily go and open a Facebook account with a fake name, with a fake birthday, fake country, fake everything. And it's fake data, right?
We can be whoever we want to be.
Yeah. So it's useless. There's a lot of useless false data out there. But in a decentralized world where you can totally choose, you can actually have your own data track, and you can choose to share and monetize your data at the same time maintaining the privacy of it. There's a terminology, it's called DID, or decentralized ID. You can transact using a decentralized ID, like with data that are a lot more authentic, right? That are real data.
An artificial intelligent computer.
And so the advertisers actually like that, because they're actually buying real data, right? And they're paying who? They're paying you who choose to share it, right? An example is I could be searching for a car, right? I can totally let Toyota, a BMW, or Mercedes or Honda to use my data. Me as a person in Clear, we call Clear Life, right? Is a proof of life, right? And it's a real person, because I am a real person, but they don't have to know about me. So I'm protected with a decentralized ID. I can transact, I can make money. The minute I put my data out there, with 3 seconds, with my ClearPay wallet, I can get paid in crypto or in US dollar, whatever it is.
Gold or silver.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's like, some of you probably thinking, it's like, whoa, what are you talking about here? That's how I felt the first time this literally like 3 months ago, when I learned about this from Knicole, I'm like, I get it. I see it. I don't understand it. Yeah. So then I say, you know what? Let's learn together. We're just literally learning together. And then the more you learn it, the more you understand it. And it's just now, especially you can experience in this conference, right? The more knowledge you gain, it's like a puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Initially, you know what the puzzle is going to look like. After you put the pieces together, you see it. And then you know what? We're in the forefront. We are literally like the founders. We are like laying out the foundations, right? And with Clear Life, in the crypto world, we have this thing called proof of work, right? You know how people mining the cryptos, and they're doing the proof of work with the blockchain, and then that's generating value and all that stuff. In Clear, we're going to have our own Clear token. It's going to be based on the proof of life concept, right? It's about this decentralized identity, right? And you might think, how does it work? How is it going to generate value? You know what? Data. Going back to data. Data is a lot more, a lot more value than oil, right?
Commodity.
And you think about it, right? I just told you the example of Elon Musk. A sound recording from Clubhouse, a piece of voice data has generated money because it has value, because it has proof of life. The proof of life is the CEO. Now, you can have good reputation or bad reputation, right? So all that is worth. It's like the proof of life, the proof of your identity. It's all data, and it's all valuable. And the possibility, how you use it. I'm seriously, when I saw that, how people just sharing the
yeah, and they're making money, and they're millionaires.
You're getting it. It's like, oh yeah, that's possible. The future is like it's out of our imagination. As long as you have data and And with decentralized system, people can actually share their authentic data.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
gotta add
real data.
I gotta add one layer to what you're saying, because I truly believe everybody, everything, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, every company out there will go not decentralized, but they will monetize. What's going to happen is Facebook's going to say, oh, YouTube's paying you. Oh, Clear's paying you. All these companies are going to start paying you. Facebook's going to start paying you. I truly believe they will, but they're going to be late to the game. This is a network, and it's not just a platform. I have to point this out, because in the beginning, in my mind, I was only thinking about the platform, okay? But there's so many platforms. You got your WhatsApp, your Signal, your Instagram, your Telegram, your Facebook. We are talking devices in people's hands every day, accessing data all day long and getting paid and rewarded in cryptocurrency that they can spend in cash through ClearPay with a Visa. They can cash out in gold, silver, Bitcoin, whatever you choose, in any currency or language or what have you. We're talking about data. We're talking about something 99% of people hold in their hands, okay, that are above the age of, let's say, 10. Okay, I don't want to discredit the children of the world, but if we were to talk about the children of the world, do you want to monetize and put private blocks on what your children can see? That's another whole talk. We could have a whole nother discussion of how
abundance, basically.
Yeah, it's abundance, and everybody's going to be late to the game, but we started from day one creating a network. Not a platform, not a social media. We're going to have all of that. And think of it like iCloud or Google Play Store or Apple Store or any app let's take Parler for existence, okay? Amazon just shut their servers down, and Apple and Google Play deleted Parler from the App Store. Why? Because they don't like the freedom of speech. Imagine a decentralized network where Parler could build their program to our phone and not be controlled. Like, sometimes I feel like we have to explain this in kid terms, because that's how I speak, you guys. She's so good at, like, you are, May, you're amazing. I kind of pop in to, like, talk to the kindergartners like myself, right? But I just want people to realize how big this is, and that this company is starting day one of every person you share with this device, this phone, this opportunity, you will be rewarded for the rest of your life. Okay.
I know. Thank you so much, because I totally with you, because you don't even need to know, as long as you know how to use a phone, dial a number, use it. It's everyone is using the phone. It's about sharing, right? It's about knowing the benefit, right? You don't even have to know the back end of the technology. You know it's secure. You know that if you own crypto, you better have one of this, right? You want to make transactions, and you want to have the opportunity. You need to own one of this, and then it's a referral system. And then down the road, you're going to participate in the storage, in the laptop, in the tablet, in the watch, in health, right? And then in terms of data, another big way we can participate is in the health industry, right? It's about data too. The number one searches on the internet is porn. Number two is actually ancestry.
Wow. Right? And just talk a little bit about
ancestry. Yeah, I want to talk to you about ancestry, because if you understand why, because people are truly, first of all, are curious and want to know their roots, right? And then know about where they come from. And then number two is about diseases, also these genetic mutations or your DNA. Knowing more about that is going to be life-saving, because you can literally do a lot of preventive measures and have access to real, true healing remedies, even in frequencies or something like that. And you can track it. You can actually have a system that you can actually track your own data and own your data, being able to pass it on to the next generation. It's huge, you guys. And then, that we did a survey. We actually did a survey and asking people if they want to know more about their DNA or test it. Some people would want to do that, but they're not doing it because they worry about the privacy, about their DNA information being sold. which is
That's why I
happening.
won't take a COVID the
Exactly.
antibody test. I don't want them to have my DNA and
Exactly.
steal it and track me. And
But what if I tell you, you have the freedom to choose to do that, and you can own and secure the data? That is a different ballgame. You can do anything you want. It's secure, and you can own the data. That's
talk
the
about
difference.
ClearScan.
Oh, ClearScan is amazing. It's a standard app that comes with the phone, right? And you can every single day you can just scan. You can get your vitals, your heartbeat, your heartbeat, your oxygen level, and then it can get stored again. Your own health data. Yeah. But you can choose to share with a practitioner or something like that. You still own your data. So about down the road, about and how you can integrate all the natural ways of remedies, or whether or not you're prone to certain cancer, or you have access to prescription medicine. You see a doctor on the phone, right? You can subscribe to ClearMed. So the with the data, with the ownership, the future is just so beautiful.
The vision of this ClearMed, like we could talk for 2 more hours. The future of ClearMed, the scanning of your vitals. People don't get it right now, because every time you go to the doctor, what does the doctor do? They weigh you, they take your blood pressure, they check your heartbeat, your eyes, your ears, what have you. Imagine if you could do that daily with ClearScan and store your own data. Why are doctors keeping our data? What do they want with our data? They sell it. They use it for studies. They use it for what? Who knows what maybe they're testing stuff on. I won't even get into all that.
But the thing is, we can choose to do that, and then not revealing our identity. So it's a two-edged sword again, right?
We're fired up. Yeah, you get paid for this. Take your vitals. If you say you have diabetes, and you're 40 years old, and you take your vitals every day, and your data is valuable. What does the life of your day, of your sugar levels look like when you do this, when you do that, this time of the day, that time of the day? Do you know how valuable you are?
And you get a whole history. This is
the CEO of this company, like how big this goes. But a lot of people don't see this vision. The vision is changing. The whole like I have chills when I talk about it, because I know and see the vision, and I see the future. Like it's weird. Like I'm not an alien, but I can see where life is going. And some people just look at today and what they know, and they don't open their mind. And what we're asking right now is that you guys open your mind, look at this device, as a customer, as somebody who wants to benefit passively and earn a living in generational wealth, right, May?
Yep.
Like, what's the opportunity with this? What can they do?
The opportunity is huge. If you look at this conference, right, I have to keep kind of just referring, is that you already see it's happening. Everywhere is decentralizing, right? Cryptocurrency and everything, right? But we don't see a lot of things that's actually benefiting the individual, right? So this movement is huge. This movement is about building a decentralized system that's going to benefit to the individual at a people layer, right? So how are you going to benefit? Simple. You can buy a phone, become a customer, right? And have secure data and all that stuff. Or you can just participate as a business partner. It's available to everybody around the world. The phone is available. It should be shipped globally, worldwide. And you can immediately, when someone buys a phone online, and then you can get paid right away.
Paid instantly.
And the thing is, everybody needs the phone, right? And they don't have to spend, this is how I explain to people, right? If I'm not with this company, I'll continue to pay for my Apple phone that I love for over a decade. I spend like $1,500 on my Apple phone. Instead, I pay less for a bigger phone. This is actually the biggest cell phone in the world, 7-inch.
I'll show you. This is my old Apple phone. This is my old Apple phone. This is the ClearPhone.
So I'm naturally not spending more money. I'm still buying a phone, outside or inside. I'm still paying for my cell plan, right? Data plan. Actually, this is cheaper here. But the difference is I can actually make money with this. And it's unlimited, right? I mean, it's just like with the blink of an eye, we're not even at launch. I haven't to do anything. My organization's already hundreds of people. And they call thousands. But it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about you want to just have this exciting future and vision with this movement. It's about building a movement. It's about letting people, when they, after the shock from watching the movie, The Social Dilemma, saying that they actually have a choice. They don't have to stay with the status quo. There is a choice out there. It's about letting people know that they can choose, and about that, that this decentralized system it's going to be abundance. It's an abundance mindset versus a centralized system. It's a scarcity mindset where everything is controlled, where you get to regain your own sovereignty, right? So with the right tools, right, it's a two-edged sword. You can empower people, right? And then you can respect their privacy and again, give them the choice back, right? And to be part of the solution. And it's truly, this is the only way to truly regain our freedom, because people are protesting around the world right now, physically, but they don't understand we're living in the digital world. We have a digital identity. Our digital freedom is at stake and no one is doing anything about it.
And imagine, when you see people around the world, they have their phone and they're earning money just for using the phone. People are going to be like, what kind of phone is that pays you money? And you started in the beginning. And let's go back to Facebook. What if you found Facebook and you were paid for every Facebook friend you ever had, right? But now, if you go around the world and ask somebody who doesn't have a Facebook, you can't find anyone who doesn't have a Facebook because everybody knows about it. But what's so special right now is no one knows about this. And you have a chance to be at the very beginning of a game-changing, solution-solving, problem, visionary company like May just described opportunity.
It's about saving mankind. That is exactly how I see it. This is a critical mission to save mankind, to save our next generation, so that they can, have the opportunity to develop their mind, their identity without manipulation. So I'm going to be, please contact us if you want more information. I'll be dropping the information on the chat. It's also on my profile, and just exploring, and it's just so exciting. It's almost like I can vividly remember when Steve Jobs came out and saying, "We're gonna have this iPhone, we're gonna have the apps, we're gonna have this app store," and people are still thinking this guy's crazy. I love my BlackBerry, click with that hard keyboard. Don't get it. Yeah. Imagine I'm like really literally doing that, and
it took Apple 7 years. It took Apple 7 years to become a normality, and we are way ahead of the game right now. For a lot of reasons, because a lot of things are at jeopardy. This is bigger than a phone, you guys. It's a movement. It's a mission. And we're looking for people that, believe and want to change the world and are abundant. Like May's been saying, this is abundant.
Can you imagine with the amount of people in the world? We don't need 7 billion, even 5-10%. What we can do, what we can change is
we can share the wealth
beyond your imagination.
Beyond,
and you are going to be one of the founders.
Yes.
Imagine that. You get to be one that's like the Steve Jobs or something.
Yeah, that's how I feel right here with Clear, for sure.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much for joining us. We're just babbling, but I hope you see the vision. I think that's what this is about. And then hopefully we get to hear from you, and then we can continue the conversation. Yes. You have a good evening. Bye.